This is a Cree story. The granddaughter who was eaten by a big fish. This is a story about Kukum, Cree word for grandmother, and her mischievous granddaughter, Beulah. Beulah was a very curious little girl. She was always wandering off from the camp looking for adventures. Kukum was always telling her to listen. One day, Kukum asked Beulah to get some water from the lake so she could make soup. "Whatever you do, don't go swimming in the lake alone," said Kukum. "Why not?" asked Beulah. "Because there is a giant fish in that lake, and he will catch you and swallow you up if you swim too far." "Hey, Kukum, I am not afraid of a big fish." So Beulah went off to collect the water. Oh, it was a nice warm day. The sun shone brightly. A squirrel chattered as she walked along the path. "Go away, silly squirrel, I am busy." A butterfly flew around the girl. She ran around in circles trying to catch the butterfly until it flew away. "I am really hot now," Beulah said to herself. Finally, Beulah came to the lake. She went to the big rock where Kukum had showed her to stand to get water. She dipped her buckets in the lake. They filled up quickly. Those buckets were heavy now. She had to be very careful when she carried them to the shore. They were so heavy. With a cup, she scooped out the little sticks and leaves that floated on the top. She was ready to carry them back now. Carrying the buckets made Beulah tired. She lay down next to the water in a nice spot on a large flat rock. The sun shone on her. She was very hot, so she took off her shirt. A blue jay landed in a tree next to the path. The blue jay squawked at her. "You noisy old bird! Stop disturbing me!" The blue jay flew away. Beulah decided to have a quick swim, just to cool off before she took the water back for Kukum. She removed all of her clothes and dived in. The water was nice and cool. Beulah was a good swimmer. She decided she would swim out as far as she could. As she swam out, Beulah saw a huge silver flash in the water. It was a great big fish, and with one gulp, it swallowed her whole. Beulah found she was trapped in the stomach of the huge fish Kukum had warned her about. "Oh no!" she cried. "I should have listened to Kukum." Beulah had been gone a long time. Kukum thought that she had found an adventure and forgotten to get water. There was no point in worrying about her. There were chores to be done around camp. She cut wood and made dinner. When Beulah wasn't home by night, Kukum was worried, but she knew the little girl was able to take care of herself in the woods. The next day, Beulah still was not back. Kukum needed food, so she gathered the fishing net and went down to the lake. She caught 6 fish. One was a huge creature that stretched as long as her arms and more. That big fish would feed a whole family for a week. She started cutting up all the fish. When she finally got to the big fish, she slid the knife into the belly. Beulah jumped out. very much alive. At first, Kokum was startled, but she quickly realized it was Beulah, who was covered head to toe in slimy, sticky fish innards. She shook her head at Beulah and began to laugh at her. I told you not to swim in the lake. Beulah bowed her head and said nothing. She just went to the lake to clean off all the smelly fish slime.
Yeah!